It also can function as a didgeridoo. Roll, 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 roll.
Last week on Sailing Adrift, we were able to check off a number of small projects on our very extensive and seemingly never-ending punch list.
This box contains our next project, and it's super exciting. Sanitation hose. Specifically, Trident 101 sanitation hose in black. I guess 101 always comes in black. They also have a white version that's called 102, that's slightly more expensive. But this stuff is going to be living and hiding behind walls, so we really don't care what color it is. So let's talk sanitation hose. If it's flexible, that means eventually it's going to permeate out from the inside of the hose and end up smelling on the outside of the hose.
So why would we pick a product like that when we can use a product like this?
Polyvinyl chloride, or PVC, you know, the stuff that you use in a house, that doesn't ever permeate. It is supposed to be non-permeable forever. So for most of the plumbing in the boat, we're going to use that. And the reason why we can get away with that is because luckily the front of the boat will be completely gutted and we'll be able to run any kind of PVC hose for long runs that we need to. For the short runs, the little places between two pumps or places where we need a nice smooth bend, we're going to use this stuff. There are lots of different hose options, and there are some extreme cases of expense and things like that. I mostly relied on an article from practicalsailor.com that talked about the hoses, and after a year's time, which ones were showing signs of being the better products. This was their value choice.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
To give you a brief update, the framework for the masthead has been coming along quite nicely.
That was impressive.
So far, we've installed the shower bench, lip and pan for the shower floor, the housing for all the plumbing, and this cute little access hatch meant for small children, which is incredibly difficult to escape from.
Feel my butt. I want the world to know. I can't feel my butt. So today, I'm going to install all the pumps and the Y valves, and then we might even run some of the hose that will connect them all from the toilet with the paint can living in its spot through that wall up into the electric pump, which will live right here. The electric pump, which will live right here, to the manual pump that will live right here, and then it will go up into a Y valve and either go back that way to the storage tank or down and through to that through hole and out to the sea. So that's what we're working on today, and it'll look great. Can't wait. Let's do it. The style of toilet we're going with in the head is called a Levac.
How does it work?
So the way it works is the toilet lid makes a perfect seal over the top of the toilet basin. And then when you're pumping, it also draws a very small amount of water back into the bottom of the basin. It does that by creating the vacuum. And obviously that would be a perpetual thing, but in the top of the intake hose is just the tiniest of holes that breaks that suction slowly over time. The bigger the hole, the less water ends up back in the basin when you're done. And they have these little stoppers that have the perfect size holes for depending on how much water you want back in the basin. Step 1 is installing all the pumps. Step 2 is installing the hose. Step 3 is installing the faceplate that will go here. And step 4 will be to glass all of this in so it's water impervious. So this is the Y valve. It will either send it to the holding tank, the discharge from the toilet to the holding tank, or to the seacock that lives down there and overboard. So before we can do the final install for this Y valve, we have to make sure that we have the exact escape ports already done. I've already drilled holes to get back to the seacock here, but the thing I haven't done yet is line this up, temporarily use the bolts And then we have to make the mark for cutting the hole to access. We're just going to temporarily install this guy. Cut the hole right here that will be the discharge into the holding tank. Right there. Boop. So as I mentioned, we're going to take PVC on the long run back to the holding tank. And we got to cut the hole for that, and it's going to attach right here. But instead of using just straight PVC through the hole, we're going to put in this little rubber grommet, which is basically, why do I keep saying basically? Why do I keep saying that? Anyway, it is an in-cap rubber grommet from Fernco, but I got from Home Depot. I just cut this lip out. It's very hard to find what would be considered like rubber grommets or bushings or something to protect the wall. But basically, I said it again. But with all the vibration you're going to get in a boat, you want to have this to keep it from getting that wood on wood action. Just another layer of protection to avoid spilling unpleasantness all over the inside of the boat. It's going to be ugly.
And after a few cuts later, voila!
It's finally time to get these pumps in place. It doesn't seem like a compelling video, so I'm just going to do it this way. There! There's the cover. It's good because it's a nice tight fit. Y valves installed. I did have to modify it a little bit. Instead of us going in on this side, we're going to come like this and go up and through there just because it made one less bend. The connection between this bottom pump that's hiding down here. Kind of, not really. Zoom in. I won't zoom in, will it? This side doesn't zoom in. That's up. So here's where the toilet exhaust will exit the basin and go up into this electric pump. It will come up into this manual pump and then out and up into the Y valve, which will either go overboard or to the holding tank. It's not as perfect as I'd like it. It's going to be difficult but doable to get to every screw but one. And that is this guy right down here holding on the bottom of this. I'm tempted to take it out because 3 screw points seem completely usable. I don't think it'll affect its overall stability. And if I have this one removed and I ever need to take this guy out, I can take the other 3 out pretty easily. And that one would be impossible. I'd have to cut a hole in that facade. So that's what I'm leaning towards, is just removing one of the 4 screws. This one only has 3, so why should this one get 4? I mean, sure. So that's the plan. I'll probably do that real quick before we seal all this up. But the next step is to run some pipe. So I'm going to go get the hose, and we're going to get to cutting and feeding. All right, bitches, let's install some hose. Here we go. Of course, we got nearly done and ran into a snag. This goes up. Back through here, up, back there, and in right here. That one went on pretty well. This wiggles a lot, and that kind of worries me. You see that? This one goes down into here just fine. Nice and tight, but snug, and I don't think we're stressing anything with the way this is contoured, but this is some rigid hose. And then we have this line. I didn't feel like cutting it yet because you never know how long you'll need it, but it'll go into this base right here, which will live right about there. So probably give that a cut, at least get it close. Then that goes behind this wall and up into this pump, which I got nice and white with the white goo. And then it comes out of this pump and stops. Because, for 2 reasons. One, I ran out of good hose clamps and I was going to use this one, but that's no good. Plus, this little piece of hose is not quite as flexible as I was hoping it to be. It's a really short run between those two. There's really no way to avoid that based on having this be concealed and everything else. So I think the plan will be to replace just this piece of tube with one that's a little bit more flexible.
So we had to stick a pin in this for now. But guess what arrived?
You got a package.
Yay!
Is this the thing we've been attempting for 100 years?
To find forever?
Let's find out. Open it.
Alright, this is it.
The bathroom sink is
It's always
here.
bigger than I think it's going to be.
It looks like a salad bowl.
Dude, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
that seem bigger than...
That looks gorgeous though. That's like perfect. How did we not find that? We have searched high and low for a million years.
We were searching for months to find this very thing, and then Amazon one day suggested it.
Well,
Like, we finally realized what you're looking for. Here it is.
let's go dry fit it.
Right now?
Yeah, might as well. Let's go downstairs.
Let's do it.
That's where the cabinet is. Cross your fingers. Oh, that is large.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that large in the freaking son of a. That is way bigger than they said it was gonna be.
Needless to say, after much excitement, we ended up ordering another sink.
When does the sink get here?
Thursday.
Cool.
And hopefully it won't fit and we'll have to return a third sink.
We can only
That's
hope.
what I'm crossing my fingers for. We're gonna be like third time's a charm. Guess what? Our sink came.
Oh, look at that. There it is.
Yeah, it's oval.
Oh, wow. I have a lot of confidence in this one.
Yeah, it seems petite.
Seriously, it's so light.
Oh,
that
that's
the
the
sound
sound dampeners? I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be a spray all over the bottom, but they like
too. I've never seen it like
peeled
that.
and stuck with some chewing gum.
How much is this bad boy?
I believe the sink itself was 86, and then it came with this, which is the drain, and then some other piece, which is the actual like the strainer that goes in the bottom.
Yeah, that's on the kitchen table. All right.
Let's go up and see if it fits in the actual thing.
I'll do that.
You better take that off at some point, because I'm not allowed to have sex with minors. All right, give it a shot, Kelly. Let's see what we got.
Ready? Drum roll.
I hope it goes clang. Let go.
I want to let go.
It's going to be up here, like right about there.
It'll still be
And
an
it could
undermount
be-
though, right?
Yeah, it's an
This
undermount.
bevel is confusing.
It says both.
Okay.
So with the countertop, it'll live like right about, well, it'll live here. It'll be undermounted. Or we could contour it so it matches the angle that we put over here.
I kind of like that.
Do you? Well, we'd have to put the fauceting stuff over here. Shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, that's gonna work.
Sweet.
High five. Victory. How's that for blinding?
It's actually not bad.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I hope these sound dampeners work, because I don't really care for the loud ass sound of water hitting stainless steel.
I like it. I think it's charming.
Good.
Like rain on a tin roof.
No matter what, one of us will be happy.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That half of us are happy.
Half of the time.
We picked up a couple of things for this weekend. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a beaut? That'll come in handy for sure. I suppose you want to see it. There it is. Snake guts. This is 24 feet of reinforced hose that will supply our toilet with seawater for flushing the pee water. It also can function as a didgeridoo. Roll, 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 roll. Let's see what's in the next package. First off, wrapped hose. White, reinforced, 10 feet long, extremely flexible, which will come in handy on tight bends. We didn't get as much of this as we did of the other stuff because we're only using these for the spots where we need to bend things in a tight manner. This stuff is white, the other stuff is black. That's completely unrelated, but it's not gonna match. So good thing we're hiding it behind walls. And then we got a bunch of the hose clamps to put all of it together.
So now we can complete phase 2 of our plumbing project. Installing all the hoses with clamps. And trying to figure out where the heck this guy should go.
I don't want to screw this in a dumb spot and wish I'd moved it later. Like there's the hoses in, there's a hose in there that's in the way.
Oh.
So drilling past the hose makes it difficult. So if you're trying to unscrew it later, it's going to be tough. It's just
Light bulb.
This is the right answer right here, is mounting it to the hull. Okay, after much deliberation, this is where it should go, right here.
It's caught you in the bathroom.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. We don't want to bore you with more stupid hose stuff. We've done plenty. The last thing we have to do is run the inlet from here all the way up. We've replaced that little piece of hose that didn't fit with the flexible stuff. It's living right in here, but we thought a great way to end this video would be to give you a tour of the head. It should be a short tour because it's a small room. But come on in and I'll show you what we're going to do. This is still rough. We're still going to glass all this in so it's waterproof. We still haven't installed the shower, which will live up here. But here's where our toilet paper holder is going to live, and that's exciting news. It is waterproof, so even with the shower on, we should not soak our TV.
That would suck.
It would suck to open that up and find soaked TV. Although, if it was mildly moistened, it actually might be better. And then we've got the head placement right here. This is about exactly where it's going to live, just like that. And it's even with this bench.
Sweet.
This is the Levac toilet system. I'm obviously sitting on the bench. That will just be a relaxing spot. This is the frame for the door. Back here is the hatch. We're going to paint this super cool looking. And then this will open and allow access to all of this stuff that you've already seen. Here's that shiny new pipe.
Let's get in there. See that shiny new pipe.
See that white one? It's very, very flexible. Moving out of the shower. So here's that blue vanity that we installed. I'm standing in the doorway here. The door will swing like this. And here's our vanity. The sink will live right here. The plumbing will come in behind this and come out through this side, more than likely, but that's still TBD. This will be a place where you can stare at yourself. And then, gosh, that's really about it. There'll be a light up here along the top, actually through a soffit. And then there'll be a light over here. And the very last thing I'll show you is something we haven't shown yet, I don't believe at all. And that is right under Kelly. We finally added the step to the bed. This will be a 2-drawer. Here's one of them. It's just kind of sitting in here, so the likelihood of me, oh, there it is. That'll be on a track with a face plate. Then we'll have a little step here. And then down here is another step. And it's all tabbed in and solid as a rock. Let me demonstrate. I'm too feeble to get into the bed. Oh, here we go. How's that?
Great.
The aft cabin is coming together, Kel.
Yeah,
I
it
know
really
I
is.
just said that last week, but
We say that every week.
what's exciting about all of this is pretty soon we'll be able to move forward and no longer keep taking a left when we get into the pilot house and heading down into this dungeon. So stay tuned. Next week, we talk about a media cabinet that will live right up here on the wall, and that'll actually be pretty cool. I like the design of that as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving us a thumb up. Little known secret, if you click the thumb up button, it turns blue.
What?
It's true.
It does?
Find out for yourself by clicking that thumbs up button. Obviously, when I snap, jump forward to the next video where it's all installed, Kelly. Got it? Good. Good.